his sole job was to stand out in the parking lot and wait until patients walked in. And his job was to get up. We had a little 2-step ladder, and he washed people's windshields. Hey, good morning, Matt.
Morning, Zane.
You know, it seemed like you wanted to get something, I don't know, talk today. What's going on?
What I've been kind of noodling around is understanding that you have moved through multiple fundamental fields, be it healthcare, be it business, be it finance, and been successful in all of these things. It's very curious to me, and I've been thinking about it for a little while. What was it that allowed you to move successfully through these different fields? Because these are hyper competitive. I mean, if you're talking about a securities brokerage or a healthcare clinic or business coaching and being successful at all these things, I would like to be great at one of those things. and so again, what was it? Was there something that actually allowed you to functionally move through these different fields that you feel like unified your success? Or do you think that it was just one-off little things that you did?
I love the question. No, there's definitely things that we did that contributed to our success. And as you said, a myriad of things, and I've been blessed in a lot of different areas, but it's not unique to one area. It's a concept we call above and beyond. And that's going above and beyond what everyone else in your particular field is willing to do. So it can be a level of service, it can be a level of consideration, it can be a level of kindness. They're going above and beyond. So in my healthcare offices, I've built over 100 offices, 32 different states. My Lord, these offices, these tremendous doctors, they serve over 80,000 patient visits a month. And I get this question actually from, they say, okay, your organization, your offices serve more patient visits, provide more healthcare than most hospitals. How in the world? And I tell them we go above and beyond. And before I get into it too much, I start with, I've had tremendous people around me. I had 2 of the best, hardest working, honest partners that anyone could ever ask for. From that, we also had unbelievable employees and assistants that bought into what our program was about and going above and beyond. But for instance, I'll give you a few examples of our offices. If you became a patient of our office, we wanted you to experience or have an experience that you had never experienced in any other healthcare provider, whether it be a foot doctor, a dentist, a medical doctor, whatever it was. We wanted to stand out. So we had a set of principles, if you will. First one was we had a team. And every patient that came in knew you're going to be seen by a team. And this team, we would let them know. Everyone could talk about it and go. We go to 6 training conferences a year. We go to world-class trainings with the top doctors in the top healthcare field in the world. We go 6 times a year so that we can provide the best care for you. Now, if you walked into an office, well, first off, if you ever walked into an office and that was one of the first things that you were told,
that I wanted to receive the best care possible?
Yeah, no, that my employees or my front desk person said, you've walked into one of the busiest offices in the country. We provide more service than, whatever. The next 5 offices combined, I'll come back to that. But we go to 6 trainings a year.
No, definitely not.
No, they've never talked to you about the training they get. Right. Okay, just one of the things. So, like on our busiest days, Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever they were, we had usually a junior high or high school kid stand at the door. Okay, so if you go into the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, getting off subject a little bit, what happens when you go to the front door?
Oh, somebody's there.
There's a person there opening the door. I said, okay, we want that level of service. When you go to a Ritz, because you're paying for it. Okay. I wanted to give service that people above and beyond what people were paying for. So I had a junior high or high school kid, and his only job or her only job was, don't let a patient touch the door. When you see them walking up the walk, open the door for them. If you see them done and they're leaving, open the door for them. Okay. And this happened on, we couldn't do it 12 hours a day that we were open, but they certainly did it during our busy times. Okay. We had our ladies' day, and it was once a week, and I'll get to the guys. Once a week, we gave out flowers to every female that came in. Didn't matter if you were a sixth grader or if you were 70 years old. We gave out a flower on Ladies' Day. And I made a deal with the flower shop down the street, and, we trained our doctors to do that. So you ever walked into a place, not, obviously you're a male, but ever gotten a flower? Has your wife ever gotten a flower?
And I don't recall my wife ever receiving one.
Okay. We just had little things where if the patient was wearing glasses, I had, again, a junior high or high school kid there. If they put their glasses down for an examination, we picked them up and washed their glasses. Just little stuff. You think about this, but you go, okay, that's above and beyond. During the summer, we live in Idaho, lots of bugs, lots of mosquitoes. You're driving around, your windshield gets. I had a kid, his sole job was to stand out in the parking lot and wait until patients walked in. And his job was to get up. We had a little 2-step ladder, and he washed people's windshields. And sometimes it was a pretty big job. You look at it and go, how in the world did they get here? That windshield was filthy. But just, again, one step above. I wanted it to be a service that they didn't expect to get, but they always got something more than what they expected.
And if I may, the thing that you identified, the above and beyond, it's something that I've flirted with in my own business, and flirted with kind of understanding the value of, because it's very difficult to put a value on something like, what's the monetary value of somebody getting their windshield cleaned when they are not expecting it and they're coming for a different service?
Sure. Completely different service.
It's really hard. Like, what's the monetary value of somebody opening the door? What are these things? And I've struggled in business with establishing, look, what's the value of something that I can't put a monetary value on?
Yeah.
Because just because I can't put a monetary value on, I can't say, okay, I invest this $1 and I get $2 out of it. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have value. And that's something that I try to flush out and have tried to flush out in my own businesses. And for instance, in SAT business, like you're saying, go above and beyond. First, establish what other people are doing, what the best level of services that other people are providing, and then just do more than that. And that's all you have to do, right? And yes, you have to have the basic service that people are expecting to get. You obviously have to provide good healthcare, good financial advice, whatever it might have been.
You got to be good. You got to do what everybody else does,
right?
And then go
above and beyond, right? And in the education world, it was little things like in my classroom, I'd have snacks for students. I would find out what the kid's favorite snack was. Was it, just fruit snacks, or was it cup of noodles, or was it, red vines, whatever it was. And these particular items would cost me nothing. It was like $3, $4, $5. And I would get these emails or phone calls from parents saying, my kid loves coming to SAT class. I don't even know why he loves it. Or I can't believe my kid got, like, you found out what his snack was and you went and got it for him. Or somebody like tea, I'd get them a can of tea and send them home with this tin of tea.
Above and beyond.
Above and beyond. So that's what you did across sectors, which was essentially, what is everyone else doing? What do I have to do? And then just find like the little things that went above and beyond it that may not even have had anything to do with the actual professional service you were offering.
Yeah. And it goes across, I consult with, you name it, every kind of business owner.
Sure.
I have people that own plumbing businesses come to me. I have people that own painting businesses. Of course, I've been in healthcare, like in our securities brokerage. Okay. And, I'll just real quick. Do you ever know anybody that eats cake by themselves?
No.
So what did we do when someone opened a new account with us? We had a local bakery, and we made them a custom cake for themselves, okay? I don't know what these cakes cost me, $8 or $10. But somebody opens a new account, we would give them a cake, okay? Now, what are they going to do with that cake? They're probably going to share it. Maybe they're going to call their neighbor and go, hey, I don't know what was going on. My securities brokerage just sent me a really nice cake. You want to come over and have a piece? And they're going to talk about it. So what were we doing? We were actually advertising, but we were getting word of mouth. Are you with me?
So 100%. When you said cake, I thought instantaneously, every single mortgage broker I've done work with, of course, sends me some email on my birthday. They're like, hey, happy birthday. But that's like the generic basic thing, right? Beyond that,
I'll send you a card.
Right. And it's like that's identified as something engaged in the surface. It's not related to getting a loan, but they're trying to go above and beyond. But again, it's the most basic above and beyond. It's not like they figured out where I was and sent me a mail order cake.
Right. No. And so I took care of, my offices, 32 states. Right. We take care of all people in uniform. You name it. Service people, military, officers of the law, law enforcement officers, police. I took care of garbage men. Okay. I was the garbage man doctor.
Right.
And I'd have doctors or other doctors. Well, aren't they kind of dirty? Don't they kind of smell? I was like, yeah. And we'll cover the exam table. I loved at 3:30 in the afternoon, my entire parking lot was full of garbage trucks. A couple of times it'd be full of fire trucks. And what did we do? They work their butts off. Okay. They're out there. It doesn't matter what the weather is. They're out there. Okay. So what did I hired, again, a high school kid. I said, your job is to go down and buy cases of Gatorade. And you drive around and you find the big blue garbage trucks and you give those guys cold Gatorade. And you make darn sure it's cold. And you tell them it's from Dr. Zane. And then you drive away. And if they want 3 quarts or 5 quarts or 20 quarts, you give them whatever they want. And my guys would drive around in their little pickups and drop off Gatorade whenever they found a blue garbage truck.
God, you're kind of like an evil genius. That is just, and the thing that I did a lot of things that cost a lot of money. Like I handed out, it was every month I was handing out thousands of dollars of free merchandise to only my students. It would be hoodies or beanies or sweats or whatever it is. The families.
By the way, you've never given me a hat.
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
A little old for SAT, but yeah, like giving these things out and people would wonder about it. They're like, what are you trying to get out of this? I said, I want my kids to feel taken care of. I want them to feel like this is something different. I want them to be proud of it. Yeah. I want them to be excited by it. And I want their parents to recognize that I am interested in investing in their kids' feelings about this.
Yeah.
Not just success. Yes, I want success. Yes, I want you to get a good score, but I want you to leave after even the first class feeling like you have somebody on your team. And the feeling that people have about the service, at least in my mind, is almost as important as the service, because you can give somebody the best possible service and they don't feel good about it, then it doesn't matter.
You can, I've had clinics that just phenomenal doctors, amazing at what they did, and yet they weren't doing that well in terms of the number of people they're serving. And we'd go in and talk about it and go, okay, what are you doing here? Well, we're doing everything we should be doing. I'm like, okay, that doesn't cut it.
Right.
We don't do everything we should do because that's what everybody else does. We got to do more. We got to do what people don't expect, because we talk about the seat of the pants realization or feeling. And that is when a patient walks out of one of my clinics or an investor walks out of one of my securities brokerage offices and gets in their car. I want them to sit there before they turn the key on, before they start, and go, wow, I've never experienced anything like that. And when that happens, we know they're going to come back. They're going to tell other people, and we're going to grow. There's a reason that my office did more service on a Monday than the other people in my area did in the entire week.
Right.
Okay. And it wasn't, I'd like to think it was because I was some phenomenal, amazing doctor or investment advisor or whatever. Let's be honest, that's not what it was. I mean, they got good service, believe me, they got good results, but it was because we went above and beyond. We did commercials, and not commercials like on radio or TV or things like that. We did commercials in the office. So let's say that you're my front desk person, and you're going to hand this person off, this new patient off, to my exam doctor. Okay, because I didn't do my own exams. I had an exam doctor do. Okay, so you can go, hey, sit down there, wait here, and randomly at some point, some other person's going to come in. Okay, that's pretty normal.
Sure.
Versus in my office, my front desk person would say, okay, come in here and sit. Are you comfortable? Can I get you a bottle of water? The next person you're going to meet is Derek. And Derek, he's amazing at getting to the source of your problem. He's going to ask you questions. He's going to do an examination like you've never had done before. And he's just a master at finding out what's causing your problem. And then he's going to relay that to the team so that we all know exactly the best care to give you. I can't wait for you to meet Derek. He's going to be in just a couple minutes. And then they walk out. Now, what's the difference there?
I mean, I feel like obviously, and it sounds like it worked. In your second scenario, somebody feels like they're getting plugged into this team that's all about them.
Yeah. They can't wait. That patient's sitting there for a couple minutes going, I can't wait to meet this Derek guy.
Who's Derek?
He sounds, and so we had handoffs throughout. So, okay, my guys that run plumbing business, I coach a guy that's got 140 service trucks. Pretty big business. What makes a plumber special? Well, yeah, you've got a leak and they fix the leak. Great. There's probably 10 other companies that are going to do that. What do we talk to them about? Their service people always start with some kind of real compliment about the person's home that they're working in. So the person comes, okay, you come, oh yeah, where's your leak? Oh, it's in the bathroom there. Oh, you've got such beautiful woodwork in your home. I've been looking at woodwork and I just love this woodwork. What's this person do? Whose home you just walked into? You're a stranger. Okay. I'm here to fix your leak, but I just gave you a compliment on your home. What's that do to my business overall?
Well, I mean, I have to assume you're dealing with 140 service trucks. You start giving out 140 genuine compliments every time you knock on somebody's door that are not canned. I can tell you just from a consumer standpoint, whenever I engage with somebody that I feel like is being authentic and actually observing things, I'm totally put at ease. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks. Like my wife picked it up, or she's blah blah or whatever. Like, awesome. And he's like, okay, cool. So where was that leak? Yeah. Like, oh yeah, it's right around here, I guess. Yeah.
Just little things. So so we do trainings. He knows how to run a plumbing business.
Sure.
He knows how to train his technicians on whatever, fixing leaks and replacing water heaters and blah blah blah. But then we have additional trainings on how to go above and beyond. Okay, so how many times have you had a service truck, whatever, landscaper, plumber, you name it, park in a place that you don't want them to park?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they're in your driveway. Maybe they run a little bit on your lawn. Maybe they're parked in a place that you want to back out while they're working and you can't. Okay, we go through training with them to park the service trucks in an area that's not going to interfere with anything. Make sure it's parked properly on the street, not running over someone's landscaping. And then one of the first things they ask when they get there, hi, I'm, introduce yourself, eye contact, and they say, is it all right where my service truck is parked? Okay. Again, just one step above and beyond. Does it cost us any money to do that? No. Does it add to our value?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because they're going to go, nobody that's ever come to work on anything in my house has ever cared a dang about where they park their service truck until you asked me just now.
Right.
Okay, so again, above and beyond. So we're talking business, and this relates to any business.
Right.
I don't care what you're doing. Let's talk personal. Let's talk about building, when we build legacy life, masters of life, how do we relate this? Again, we're self-evaluating. What do we want to do as a person? And hopefully this, maybe a little humor in this. Let's have an example of someone that you loan something to, okay? And we've all loaned whatever. So my example, a friend of mine, I've loaned stuff to him over the years. I've known him for a long time. I went out. It was time for us. We were going to go camping on the weekend. So I go out in my garage and I'm looking around going, wait a minute, where's my tent? Where's my big cooler? And I realized, oh yeah, I loaned them out months ago. So I called the guy. Hey, going camping this weekend. I was, my tent, my cooler. And he said, oh yeah. I think they're out in my garage. Maybe I can get them back to you this weekend. Or, if you want them sooner than that, maybe you can come over and get them yourself. And I'm like, wait a minute, you borrowed these from me. Okay, so is he going above and beyond?
Nope.
No, he's down here at the bottom. Okay, and again, I'm just, hopefully using this as an analogy. Then there's the person that you call and, hey, you borrowed my tent and my cooler. And they go, oh, my Lord, I'm so sorry. I forgot about that. Is it okay if I bring it by after work tonight? And by the way, I really appreciate, thank you for doing it. Okay, so that's kind of the middle level person.
Yeah, you get like a B minus. You're thankful, you're appreciative, but you're late to the take.
Yeah. And then there's the third person, and that's obviously going above and beyond.
Right.
This is the person that not only borrowed it from you, but they brought it back. They cleaned it. They folded it better than you. Everything's in nice condition, or maybe better than what you loaned it out. Okay, that's going above and beyond. And so, again, that's just one example. I mean, I could tell you about my buddy Joe. I had, not anymore, but I had a really nice boat. And of course, I'm busy. I'm not using it. So Joe would borrow my boat pretty consistently. Over a couple of years, we've realized he used my boat more than I used it.
I definitely need a friend with a boat like you.
Well, if I still had it, you could use mine.
I appreciate it.
Because I didn't use it very much. But one day I loaned Joe the boat, and I was walking by where the boat's stored in my garage, and I looked at it and thought, so I called him. I said, Joe, did you borrow my boat yesterday? He said, yeah, I did. I said, it's exactly back in the garage where it was before you borrowed it. And he's like, yeah, I put it there. I couldn't believe it. It was perfectly parked. Okay. And I said, and it looks a little, I'm looking, I said, it looks a little cleaner than I gave it. He said, yeah, I noticed there was some dust on it. You hadn't used it in a while, so I washed it. He brought it back better than he borrowed it. Okay. And again, this is above and beyond. So when we look at ourselves and we look at the life that we're building, where do we want to be? Do we want to be the guy that goes, oh yeah, shoot, I borrowed that from you. Gosh, I'll try to get it back to you sometime in the future, maybe this weekend. And you know darn well what? It's probably going to be,
oh, God, lost. I've had friends that actually loaned things that I loaned them to their friends.
Just other people.
Yeah, like I give my buddy, like Mike a dolly. I loan him this dolly. I have to call him to get it back 2 months later. He forgets that he had it, and he had actually loaned it to his friend and then broken it, and they returned it to me and said, oh, wasn't it like that when we...
Wasn't it broken?
Wasn't it broken?
Yeah,
no, I don't loan out broken things.
And you know darn well, if it's anything that takes fuel, it's going to be out of fuel.
Oh, empty.
So Joe returns my boat, parks it exactly where it's supposed to go, cleans it, and I turn the key on, it's full of fuel.
Right.
Okay. So that's above and beyond. So we can talk about businesses and why I've been blessed with success in multiple different businesses, or we can talk about on a personal basis, what kind of person do we want to be? And if we're not that kind of person, that doesn't make us bad. We just realize, okay, maybe I need to work on that a little bit. Maybe I can improve, because what we're always talking about is there is no difference between business and personal.
Right.
There is no difference. You'd say, well, that's my work. That's who I am at work, and I'm a whole different person at home. No, you're not. So if we improve either place, if we work on improving at our business or at our job, whatever we do, it doesn't matter. You can be a person that works at Home Depot and wears the orange vest.
Right.
If you go out of your way, somebody asks you where something is, you can go, oh, it's over there, I think on aisle 37. Or you go, it's on aisle 37. Let me walk you over there and show it to you. So you can go out of your way. You can be above and beyond. Doesn't matter what you do. But that's going to translate over to your personal life. And you're going to become better as a person, as a friend, as a family member by going above and beyond over here too. Now, does it take a little more time? Maybe. Does it take a little more effort? What it takes is a little more conscious being, what we call PTC, present time consciousness. And you just have to go, how would I want to be treated? How would I want to get this back if I loaned it out? You know, and when we talk about our service to our brokerage people or our healthcare, how would I want to be treated? Does that make sense?
It's perfect.
So hopefully we're going to build up. We're going to be around other legacy builders. You know, people ask me sometimes, you know, hey, what's the benefits of going to your gatherings? And I say, well, my Lord, sit down. How much time do you have? You know, we're going to hopefully change your life. But one of them is talking about being around other people that have the same desires, the same thoughts. And that is, we just want to get better. We just want to improve who we are as individuals, as fathers or mothers or brothers and sisters, or as business owners. So we want to gather and be around other people with that same mindset. Now, some gatherings, I tell people, you're probably going to help more people than you're going to get help from. But in providing that help, guess what? That's going to help you. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel a level of confidence or something. Or you're going to go, and this might be your gathering, to gain and go, listen, I need some help here. And you're going to be around people that are capable and willing and going to take the time to share.
Right.
Okay? And that's what's so powerful about what we do.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Zane.